Hi, I'm so happy that my video found you, first of all. Super excited because I'm super excited to do this reading for you. So, before I started recording, I did a little prayer and I manifested that this finds you with love and tenderness. So, know that whatever message you're about to hear, it is for your highest good, and it is something that I think intuitively, deep down, you have been feeling for a while. And I think that this is going to be that little, not nudge from the universe, but a sign from the universe that, yeah, what you're feeling is correct. And maybe if you have no clue what's going on with this connection, then this will be a little bit of help, a little bit of clarity, if you will, from the universe on what is going on here. So I did start your reading earlier, but my cat was doing some cat stuff, so I had to pause the video because it was just a lot. So I'm going to restart it, but I do already have your cards drawn. So I'm going to first do an individual energy check. So who you are as a person, so you'll be here, and who your person is as a person. And then I have 3 oracle cards. I was initially only going to do 2, but 3 came out, so you get an extra bonus one. And that'll give both you and I an idea of the energy going on between you guys. So if that part also resonates, fantastic. I'm glad that the algorithm did its thing and that this video found you. But yeah, after that, we'll kind of see where that, or how that person is feeling. So I'm assuming if you're here, you want to know how that person feels, because most of the time that I watch tarot reading videos about love, sorry, I'm looking at my cute cat, about love, it's usually because I have already someone in mind that I want to kind of gain some insight on. Sometimes I do look at them for like, okay, who do we have coming in the future? But a lot of the time it's because I want to know about someone in the now. So anyways, I will stop rambling. So first, for who you are, we have the bear. Nice, good energy. And then for your person, we have the dragon. Also fantastic energy. I love that little holographic, the spirit cards all have that little circle there. It's so cute. It's such a cute little touch. Don't worry, Bear. You are also very special and you're also very spiritual. So I just want to make sure you guys are in frame. Okay. For the energy connecting you guys, we have let me start with, we have Gerald Gardner. Actually, let me show him to you with foundations. If you don't know who he is, I didn't know who he is. I actually just read it in the Oracle when I got this deck. He is the guy that founded Wicca. Well, he didn't like found it, but he made it recognized, and it became like the first recognized religion that was occult. So we can thank him for that. And then we have, oh my gosh, Ursula Kemp. She always flies out of my deck. It's actually kind of creepy. And that's how she ended up in this reading, because I was not, like I said, expecting to have a 3rd card. So with her, we have family and a little info about her. She was a witch. She was burned at the stake, I want to say, or definitely like killed somehow. And these are all her animals she had that she took care of. And she had a cat that, if I remember correctly, she was known to let drink her blood. So love my cat, but I don't know if we're there. We definitely are not there, girl. I actually just looked at her and let her know, like, that's not happening. So yeah, so that's Ursula Kemp. But yeah, she really loved her animals. And then we have for the 3rd card, the owl with night vision at the bottom. Oh yeah, and Gerald is foundations, Ursula is family. That is what she represents. So first, let's start with your energy, bear person. So first of all, I gotta really give you like a solid pat on your bare back, and not saying that like you're a big person, because you could be a very small person. If anything, I'm getting the vibe that like you are underestimated. So with you being the bear person, or maybe not underestimated, but people like don't, like, if someone were to look at you, they wouldn't think that you were capable of doing all of the things that you are capable of doing. So with you being the bear person, I think right now you are coming out of hibernation, and when I'm recording this, it is the first weeks of April, so definitely going into spring. And like I said, this video is timeless, but I think not only are you going into spring in the 3D world around you, but you are also going into a new beginning, or maybe you have already been going through that process. And I do think that this is ongoing. I think this has been going on for a while, but I think you're finally getting to the point where you are actually coming out of the cave, and you got the sun shining above you, which I think also represents the fact that in you coming out of hibernation, you are awakening things within you that either haven't been awakened for a long time or have never been awakened. And that is beautiful. That is a wonderful place to be. And Source really wants to commend you for the work that you've done to get here. Because if you think about a bear, they have to spend half of the year trying to find anything that they can eat so that they hopefully have enough body fat so that when they go into hibernation, they stay asleep long enough so that when they wake up hungry, when they burn through that body fat, it is spring out. That is a lot of pressure. And no wonder bears get into trouble and stuff like that, because they are literally just doing the best they can. And with you being the bear person, I think you are someone that is extremely resilient. You always take care of yourself. At the end of the day, like, you are taken care of. You take care of yourself. And that doesn't mean that you don't struggle or that you don't sometimes live paycheck to paycheck, like a lot of the world is right now. And maybe you don't. Maybe you've gotten to a place where, like, this is not your first rodeo hibernating. You've done this a lot and you've accumulated stuff. But in either spectrum there, and I think multiple people, like different people, can fall into that spectrum, you've had to do a lot of really, really hard work for yourself. And that hard work has not only been physical in the sense of your work, but also spiritual in the sense of you've had to deal with some really hard stuff that has forced you to go within. But you are someone that is not only extremely independent, but also extremely loving. Like, you might not have a very big circle of friends, but the people that you have are people that you really care about. Or maybe you have a really big circle of friends, but the people in your circle kind of see you as above them. So while you have people in your circle, there's still only a select few that maybe see you as an equal, or you see them as an equal. So at the end of the day, you are a very powerful person, and you can really blend yourself or mold yourself into a lot of different situations. Like, you know, when you think about the bear, they'll eat anything from a bug and a berry to kill an animal that's a big, wide, they're an omnivore, I believe that's the word. And if not, I'm sorry, blame American education. But yeah, you're very resilient, you're very adaptable, the people in your life really look up to you. And even if sometimes you feel like you are very close to operating from empty or you don't have enough, you always find a way to push forward and figure it out, which is beautiful energy. And I commend you for that, because that is extremely hard. I myself struggle with that, and I also want to say, if you have moments where you've struggled in the past and you think, you know, not very highly of yourself or some of the things you've had to do to survive, just know that that was in the past, and that is what you had to do at the time to get there. But I think ultimately you're a very grounded person, and you feel very at home within yourself, and that's a beautiful energy to be in. But I jump over, if that resonated with you, awesome, by the way. And if, by the way, these are flip-flop, know that you're welcome to still listen to it. I would probably still listen to it, but if it feels weird, don't. But because I think you can probably gain some insight from it, but know that the feelings and stuff will be from the dragon person. So with the dragon person, I think the dragon person is a lot like the bear person, but in a different, they go about it in a different way. I think when you think about the dragon person, they live in solitude a lot like a bear does. The only time that a bear is really with other bears is a mother with the cubs, or yeah, I believe that's like pretty much the only situations. I can't think of any bears other than maybe like panda bears. But even panda bears, I feel like kind of aggressive towards other panda bears. But I don't know, I could be making that up. I don't know. Anyways, back to the dragon person. Bear, this isn't about you anymore. No, that was me. I did that rant. That has nothing to do with you, Bear. But no, the dragon person has had to be extremely resilient, and they've had to go about it, I think, in a different way than the bear. Maybe they're someone that has had to work harder to prove themselves, or someone that maybe was lower in like the totem pole than the bear person was. Like maybe, for example, the bear person was born to a more affluent family that was able to provide them a lot of options and resources, and maybe the dragon person wasn't. Maybe the dragon person came from a lower income family, or maybe it was a great middle class family, but the parents didn't put a lot of money or care or time into doing things that made the dragon person feel supported or fostered, or in some way this dragon, if those don't resonate but the feeling does, I would say in some way the dragon person has really had to work really hard to make a mark in the world, but now that they have learned how to do that, they are extremely good at it, and they have become someone that is extremely respected. And I almost want to say fear, but I don't think it's necessarily fear. I think maybe some people are afraid of the dragon person. Some people that have gotten like in their way or have wronged them, or someone that they love about, would probably fear the dragon person. But I think ultimately people are intimidated by the dragon person, because I don't think there's a single animal that I can think of that would stand a fight against a dragon. The only person I can think of is like Harry Potter and like anyways, yeah. The dragon person is someone that actually now I'm picturing the dragon in Shrek. You know, you have to have seen Shrek, and if not, please go watch Shrek. Oh, what was her name? What was Donkey's wife's name? Oh my gosh, if you know the name, please let me know in the comments. I'm actually gonna Google it. I'm probably actually gonna watch Shrek tonight now. But that's the dragon I'm picturing right now. And if you haven't watched Shrek, she is just like so smitten with Donkey. She is so lovey-dovey over Donkey. And if you think about like a donkey and a dragon together, it just literally doesn't make sense. Oh, it was 1333 as I said that. Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense at all that this dragon person would be as like loving and soft. And maybe this is some of the feeling that they have towards the bear, and that's like kind of the dynamic here. Like the bear on its own is so powerful. Like when you think about the bear and other animals in the known animal kingdom of Earth, there's not a lot that can stand against a bear, or the ones that can stand a fight, like the bear still has a chance with. Whereas a dragon and a bear, the bear would never win. But this dragon is someone that, because they've had to work so hard in life, and because they've had so many challenges and adversities and moments where they didn't feel like they were enough, they have this love that almost comes from this wound within them that just makes them feel a lot towards the people that they care about in their lives. And I think the bear has either become someone that they care about in their life, or is becoming someone. I get quite a spectrum of energies. I think some of you have been together for quite a while. I think some people maybe have been dating for a while, but maybe just recently made it official. Some people have just started dating. Maybe some people just like literally met and they haven't even gone on like an actual date yet, but they know of the person or they have something lined up and they already feel some kind of connection. But know that ultimately this is, not only are you both extremely spiritual and are very tuned in with that, I think you both are also questioning whether this is a spiritual connection. And bear person, if you're not, know that the dragon person is definitely questioning if this is something from like the divine. But if that resonated with both of you, then cool. I'm gonna do a little energy check of what is going on, or how spirit, source, the universe, whatever it is that you believe in, whatever you call it, it's all the same. What they feel, and maybe this will relate to how you feel too, and if it does, then great. I would say like the way you are reading this is the way that it is intended to be read by the universe, but if it does not resonate, then maybe you are looking at this through skewed eyes or a skewed perspective. But first we have let's start with Gerald Gardner. And oh my gosh, I'm losing my mind because like I said, I had to redo this reading, but now I can't remember if I explained the cards in this one already or if I just did that in the first one. But okay, real quick. With Gerald Gardner, if you don't know who he is, and I didn't say it earlier, he is the guy that founded Wicca. So he is who we can thank for introducing magic and all of that kind of stuff more to like the mainstream and getting it recognized as an actual religion. Ugh, mouthful. So with him being here and foundations, I think, like I said earlier, you both have had to fight really hard in life to prove yourselves or take care of yourselves. With the bear hibernating and having to make sure that they are always taken care of and only being able to rely on themselves, and with the dragon person feeling very alone because there's probably not a lot of dragons walking around in the world with them. They, with both of you guys having to face that, I think the universe is finally giving you guys something that allows both of you to take a breath and not have to feel like you have to do this alone. With foundations being here, I think the universe is finally, and maybe you feel this way too, finally giving someone that feels like a match or an equal, and someone that you can actually build something sturdy with. And whether that means that you guys like actually move in together, or maybe you've recently moved in together, or you're thinking about it, which if you are, I would say like this is a good confirmation that it would probably be a good idea to do. But ultimately it is, you have divine free will and you can do whatever you want. But with foundations here, I think the dragon person, not even just the dragon person, the bear person too, I think you both see a lot of potential, and I think a lot of that potential is not only based on practical things, like maybe the dragon person has seen the hard work the bear's done and vice versa, but also on emotions. I think emotionally, even if you didn't look at things practically, you would still feel like, wow, this is someone that I want to build something with. And yeah, with the family and Ursula Kemp here, these are all her cats, and she had a lamb, she had a toad, and one of the cats was allowed to drink her blood. Poor girl was killed for being a witch, which makes me so sad because if I was born during that time, I would surely be dead. Surely. So rest in fucking peace, my girl. No, but seriously, I can relate to her because if I could have a pet toad and not be terrified of it, I would. Anyways, with family here, like I said, pretty much the same as foundations. You, I think, feel very comfortable around one another. You feel like not only can this person be family, but that they already feel like family. And with that, let's just notice this one out. I'm so getting really excited while talking. With that being the case, I would say, yeah, what you're feeling isn't you being delusional. Maybe you've just recently met this person, or you've only been dating for a few months, or for maybe, you know, a year or two, but that still feels like so soon for you to want to have a family with this person or feel so close to this person. But know that what you're feeling isn't some like crazy obsessive thing. And I would say also, if some of you guys are worried that their family wouldn't like you, or that you would stand out in their family or be seen as someone odd, know that that's not the case. And if that were the case, the dragon person knows that the more time you spend around their family and they get to know you more, the quicker that perspective will change. So if you are soon to meet their family, or you've met their family and things like seemed off or like it was awkward, just like don't be disappointed or discouraged by that, and continue to spend time with them however it makes you feel comfortable. You don't have to hang out with them like every other night, but know that this isn't how that's always going to be. And if you have met their family and it went really well, know that their family considers you one of their like brood. So which is really sweet, and wherever you are on the spectrum of that relationship. But I will say it's really nice when you get along with your in-laws, so I'm rooting for you on that. But yeah, with that owl here and night vision, owls are so connected to the spiritual world, and they literally only do their owl business in the dark. If you ever see an owl in the daylight, it is probably hurt or something's wrong with it, so do check on it safely because they have huge talons. Or call animal services. Poor little things. But with the night vision and the owl here, I think either the dragon person, and you too, honestly, I think for this part a lot of this is mutual, and then we'll get into the dragon's feelings, but I think you both spend a lot of time reflecting about one another at night. Or if you guys are already in a relationship with one another, know that the dragon person loves spending the night with you. And I don't mean that in just like a you know what kind of way. I'm picturing like snuggling and just getting to talk to you and just getting to end the day with you. Like that's literally just what I heard them say, like just getting to end the day next to you is so special to them. And if you guys haven't gotten to the point of that in that relationship, I want you to know that they daydream about that a lot. But with the night vision here, I do also think that you both either dream about one another, or like I said, you spend a lot of time at night, or maybe you wake up in the night and you're thinking about one another, or you feel an energy towards that at night. And maybe part of that is just as you're winding down, you're trying to manifest love, so you think about this person, because who wouldn't think about someone that they like. Or if you guys are together, I think both of you, like I said, enjoy being able to come home to each other at the end of the day and watch your little show or your little movie and do your little rituals and whatever it is that you guys like to do with each other. And if this is something that you are experiencing in your dreams, I would say that you're maybe visiting one another in your dreams through astral projection, or maybe that's just spirit and source kind of trying to communicate with your subconscious about some of the things that maybe you're repressing or pushing down about one another. But yeah, if that resonated, yay. I'm so excited. I love this energy for you guys, and it just feels really wholesome. It feels really secure. I feel like you guys really look up to one another and value one another and see each other as equals. And bear person, if you're intimidated by the dragon person, seriously don't be, because like I said earlier, I'm picturing the donkey, or not the donkey, the dragon from Shrek, just how she's so mean and evil to everybody else, but when it comes to Donkey, she's so smitten. And I'm not saying that the dragon person has to be a girl. Obviously, this goes for any gender here. No gender, literally whatever. I would love, actually no, well, I was gonna say I would love for an alien, but I don't know if I'm like ready for an alien invasion just yet, but at this point, I mean, Jesus. Take the wheel, whatever. Actually, oh no, I don't want an alien invasion just yet. But anyways. Ooh, the dragon person is just head over here, heels for you, bear person. So do not fret, because they would not burn you. And actually, I just heard them say not intentionally, but no, I'm just kidding. Like, they really would not burn you. By the way, this is the Wandering Star Tarot deck by Kat Pierce. The oracle cards are Oracle of Novice Witches. It was written by Francesca Mattioni, and art is by Alyssa Macellari. I don't know, I feel like I said that wrong. And then the animal one is The Pocket Animal Spirit by Kim Krantz. I have a couple decks of hers and they're really amazing. I am definitely obsessed with this Kat Pierce one. I did shuffle this a lot beforehand. I really did, pinky promise. I'm only going to shuffle her once because these cards are so stiff and my fingers are clearly not strong enough for this mega deck, because my god. But yeah, okay, we're gonna see how is the dragon feeling towards the bear. And I'm, by the way, so happy you're here, and I love that this message is resonating because I love reading your energy. It just feels good. So what is the dragon person, okay, feeling about the bear? Okay, let's start with that. See what's at the bottom of the deck. Temperance, okay. I'm gonna do, by the way, we're not doing any reverse meanings. Kat Pierce, the lady that designed this deck, did not intend for it to have, for the cards to have reverse meanings. She says obviously use your own discretion if you want them to have reverse meanings, but I have been finding that for my personal readings and the few that I've given to friends using this deck, it just flows really nice without the reverse meanings, and you do kind of somehow intuitively know when something feels out of balance because it'll kind of stand out weird against the other cards. And anyways, yeah, let me just make sure, yes, you can see. So we have the Six of Pentacles, Strength, Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups. Love that for you. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have Temperance. And actually under Temperance, you do have, oh my, that's a lot. Okay. You have the Fool. And then under the Fool, you have the Magician, which, like, holy major arcana. I'm just gonna put those back. That's a lot. That's a lot of feeling. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, this is intense. I'm gonna keep Temperance there. Okay, how they feel about you. Hold on, actually I wanna move this. Yeah, here we go, okay. And if you're asking why I'm moving them, it doesn't literally, like, there's no timeline or anything here that I'm following. It's just what, like, intuitively feels right. So, I do want to say, with Strength and Temperance being here, this person, the dragon person, is really, really having to, like, balance their feelings and the actions that they want to take towards you against, against that doesn't make sense. They're really having to temper what they want to do, I guess is what I'm trying to say. That if they could have it their way, I think they're very fiery and very used to getting what they want when they set their eye on it. And I think when it comes to you, your person, I think they have had to learn that they need to kind of temper down their feelings and kind of control their feelings a little bit more and control that fire that is within them. I think they've realized that when it comes to you, they have very strong feelings that they've been aware of, but I think they've realized when they come to you, they have to be more gentle with how they approach you. And I'm not saying that you've done anything necessarily to make them feel that way, or maybe you have. Maybe as a bear person, you are very good at pulling away and hibernating and taking that time for yourself. And maybe when you're in your shadow side, you can be very good about pulling away. And I think maybe something's happened that the dragon person did that intimidated you a little bit or made you feel a little bit overwhelmed and made you pull back in the past. That could, like I said, that could have been in the past or maybe recently, or maybe, like I said, if you guys like recently moved in together, you're feeling a little overwhelmed by that, because it's natural. Sometimes when people take that next step in a relationship, it can kind of trigger some things within us, and maybe that's happened. So the dragon person has learned that right now, or for the time being, for whatever reason, they've had to kind of not cool off in the sense that they feel any less towards you, but just taper it back a little bit and not be as fiery about it. But do know that they have a lot of tenderness and a lot of love towards you, and you've helped them heal a lot of parts of themselves, and I think they view you as someone that they can continue to do a lot of healing with, and they feel, like I said, so much fire towards you, and they find you so attractive. With the Ace of Wands here, the Wands is like so fiery and all about passions, and with the Ace here, I think you bring out a new side of them when it comes to passion and relationships, and you've lit a spark within them that they didn't even know needed lighting, because they quite literally have flames coming out of their throat. But I think you lit a flame deeper than their throat, like in their heart or somewhere else, I don't know. But they feel very excited towards you, and they feel like they can grow with you. And like I said, I think they're having to figure out a way to not let that fire that you've lit within them like completely burn through them, because they know that that's not how a long-lasting relationship goes. You kind of you can't go full throttle into it, because you're gonna run out of gasoline real quick. You gotta be steady about it. That way you can navigate and figure out where the nearest gas station is if you start running out of fuel. But yeah, you're making them look at things differently and do things differently, but they want to be differently. It doesn't feel like a chore. They enjoy you so much, and they are so passionate about you, and they just think the world of you, and they really commend the courage that it has taken for you to build what you have and for you to do the things that you do. 33, that's my angel. Oh, 3322. 33 is my numerology method number. So whenever I see it, I get very excited. But anyways, with the Six of Pentacles here, like I said earlier, they really, a lot of what they feel towards you is just this sense of wanting to build. Like, it's family fucking vibes all over it. They want to grow with you, and they feel like you feel like family to them. And I would say if you guys recently became engaged, or you're thinking about taking that step, or you're wondering if the dragon person is thinking about proposing to you, I would say, I mean, I don't want to say yeah, because, or maybe, because I don't want to like set expectations on this person, because like that's so sad. I would hate to be that person. That sounds like so much pressure. But know that they definitely think about that, and they definitely, whether it's not like, oh, I'm gonna go buy them a ring or something like that, they think about like, wow, this is someone that I could really see myself marrying, or really see myself like building something with. And that's amazing, because I think ultimately that's all we really want, is somebody that we can grow and build with. And they see that in you with the Six of Pentacles. Like literally it's all about giving, receiving. It's family. It's a beautiful card. But anyways, with the Seven of Cups here, they literally see the world in you. You fill up every single cup within them. You are everything that they have ever craved or felt like they wanted in a partner. And when they think of you, there's not a single thing that they would change. And that doesn't mean that there's not things about you that maybe they find annoying, because we all have things that we, once we get to know someone, find a little bit annoying. But know that like even those things, they wouldn't change them about you. Or if they would change those things about you, like maybe you snore and they hate that, and they're like, fuck, if I could like cure your fucking sleep apnea so I can actually sleep, that's different. But like who you are at your core, your personality, or the things that you love, they would never change those things about you. They love all of those things about you. And they like you a lot. And I think you like them a lot too. And if you are unsure of if they like you a lot, I would say maybe the dragon person, like if this is a newer thing and you're listening to this and you're like, no way they like me that much, like they barely do X, Y, and Z. Know that like, okay, if they're not putting in any kind of effort and they're like blowing you off and stuff like that, that's different. That's not this person. But if they're someone that is shy around you, or isn't like overtly vocal about how they feel about you, or plays it kind of cool, or you feel a chemistry there but they're not acting much on it, know that or you've seen how they are with other people, with you they're different. Know that it's because they like you a lot, and they like you so much that they're afraid that if they show you how much they like you, you're gonna get freaked out. But yeah, if you want to know how they feel about you, I will just summarize it real quick. They fucking like you a lot. A lot. They think about you a lot. They have been feeling like they have manifested you. You are everything that they have desired, and they want to go at your pace. I would say if you want to take it slow, like go ahead, but I wouldn't sleep on this. I think that you, bear person, are someone that goes after what they want, and you do it proudly. So I think if you needed any kind of guidance on the dragon person before you made some action, I hope that this gave it to you, and that you take that action, or you set the pace to be a little faster, because I would hate for you guys to miss out on beautiful time with each other. But I do think for a lot of you guys, you are in a relationship, and maybe, like I said earlier, something happened that in the past or recently that just like caused a little bit of like a rift, or something happened. But know that they like you a lot, and if they've kind of pulled back a little bit, it's nothing personal. They're just trying to give you like your space. But if you're in a relationship with, know that they love spending time with you. You are so special to them, and they like you a lot. And I would say like more than like, they love you a lot. If you're at the point where you're thinking about having someone be your family, I would say that is definitely love. So if you are wondering, we'll do one last little shuffle, what action or what the universe suggests going forward that you do. We're just gonna see that real quick. I hope this message has resonated for you guys, because well, I mean, obviously if you're still here, it has resonated. So if it has, congratulations, because what a nice relationship to be in. What a nice dynamic. But okay, universe, what going forward do you advise for the bear. Come on, go in. Oh, if these don't go in, there we go. The Hermit. Okay, can you clarify the Hermit going forward for this connection? What, okay, do you recommend? Interesting. So we got the Seven of Cups again. And at the bottom of the deck, we got the Four of Swords. Yeah, we literally got the Seven of Cups twice. Just like literally the, like all about like manifesting like what you want. Okay. So yeah, know that this relationship, first of all, can go wherever you want it to go. If you want this relationship to be something that lasts a very long time, or that the feelings are reciprocated, this is it. Like you have found what you have been looking for. You have found what you have been manifesting. And if this isn't wrapped in the bow that you expected from the universe, or it's coming at you in a way that you didn't expect, like this relationship is it. Or if you're going through a time where like you guys have taken the next step, or you're thinking about taking this next step, and before you take that step you're like, should I do it? Is this really what I want? This is a clear sign from the universe that you are not making the wrong decision, that this is good. This is good. But yeah, just know that if you have any doubts about this connection, or even after watching this you're like, well, I don't know if they actually really like me, know that that is not actually a reflection of them. It is like something that you have to go within. But know that no matter what you choose, whether you choose to be with this person or not, you will be okay. Like you will have your Four of Swords moment, and you will get your peace and rest, and the world will still go on, and you will have other opportunities. But ultimately, this person has extremely strong feelings about you. I think you have some extremely strong feelings about them, and the universe has some extremely good, strong feelings about you guys being together. So yeah, whether this is a relationship that is just starting off, or taking, you know, a big next step, or wherever you are in this spectrum, the feelings are good. You guys are okay. If there's been any kind of challenges or anything that has made you question how they feel, know that they like you, and if they are and love you, and if they are feeling some kind of way or not showing it as much as usual, I would say Spirit is asking for you to just speak to them and check in with them. And I think that will bring you guys a lot closer together, and you will gain some really good understanding. But yeah, I hope this message found you well, and I hope it helped, and I hope it resonated for you. I really enjoyed making it. I really enjoy channeling source for you guys, and I love you. I'm always cheering you on. The universe is always with you, and know that if you ever need guidance, you can talk to the universe. I recommend like a nice hot shower, and don't be afraid to ask questions and tune in with yourself. But yeah, you are loved, and I am sending you all of the good energy there is to give.